Hey there and welcome Dark Blue community. For those of you who are new, my name is Katie and I'm a dietitian and personal trainer, and I make nutrition, well-being, and fitness videos so you can feel calm, confident, and connected with your body. In today's video, we're going to do a dietitian Q&A, and I'm going to be answering a question from one of my longtime subscribers and Dark Blue community members, Sherry G. First of all, Sherry, thank you so much for your question. It's always helpful to get questions from you guys so I know that I'm answering what you want to be answered in the nutrition and fitness realm, and just so I make sure that I'm catering videos to things you like. So always feel free to comment below and let me know what you want to see in future videos, and I can always do them in the next dietitian Q&A or make a more full-length video on them. Sherry says, I'm loving all your videos. I'm recovering from adrenal fatigue from not taking care of myself. Skipping meals and burning the candle at both ends caught up to me. I struggle with high cortisol from being a caregiver, and I'd like more details on all these steps. Those steps being intuitive eating. I'll leave the video that she's talking about in the description box below, but essentially it's an overview of the 10 steps of intuitive eating, so just a little background on that. How do we handle when we don't feel hungry, but you know that you need to eat? So this is a wonderful question because essentially intuitive eating is connecting with your body and really paying attention to your mind and body when it comes to the foods you want. You're paying attention to what your mind wants and your body wants, and paying attention to your hunger and fullness cues alongside that. It also has to do with a lot of other things such as making peace with food and having a more positive mindset around food. Again, I'll link to that video below if you want to learn more about that. So when we're in emotional distress or going through change, or having some stressor in our life like being a caregiver, that's a huge tax to put on your body. So it's much harder to connect with your body and do the steps of intuitive eating when you're going through that, but it's not impossible. So I want to answer today's question and then also give a little more advice on what to do when you don't feel hungry and how you can kind of get your appetite back when it's gone for an emotional reason or for some other reason like going through change. Now remember that this is not a one-size-fits-all answer, so you may need to cater these tips to your own lifestyle and your own preferences, and definitely speak to your doctor if you're unable to fuel your body due to stress or for other reasons. That said, here are some questions that you should ask yourself if you're not hungry but you're not really sure if you should eat. Question number one to ask yourself is, have I eaten in the past 3 to 4 hours? Typically, this is what I recommend for my clients and for, myself as well. I follow this rule of thumb, is asking myself if I've eaten in the past 3 or 4 hours to assess if I need a snack or a meal. Now, not everyone works the same, and some people can have a little bit wider of a gap between their meals and snacks, but for someone like me, and maybe you're the same way, I like to fuel in smaller meals more times throughout the day just because I feel like it gives me more energy and I just feel better that way. So do what works best for you, but typically I eat around 6 times a day and I have smaller meals and snacks. If you haven't eaten in the past 3 or 4 hours, try having something really easy on your stomach like crackers or yogurt, or I really like the Activia yogurt drinks. Those are really small and really easy to get down if you're not really hungry but you feel like you might need something. And sometimes this really helps stimulate your appetite. So if you're not hungry before and you just have a few crackers or yogurt or banana or something easy to digest, then sometimes that stimulates your appetite. So the more you go without eating regularly, the more your body tends to get used to it, because it's just a survival mechanism that our bodies are designed for. And it's not that we want to do that or that it's like, oh, our body just adjusts to it, so let's just like starve ourselves. It's just that in times of severe danger, when we were cavemen back in the day, it's just something that helped us live longer if we had to go without food. So our bodies are smart, and the more you eat regularly, the more your body will adapt to eating regularly. So just try something to stimulate your appetite and just see how that works. The second question you can ask yourself is, will I get physically nauseous if I eat something right now, or sick? You don't want to force food down your throat, and you don't want to make yourself sick. That's not a good cycle to get into, and you don't want to get in the habit of eating when you're absolutely sick to your stomach and then somehow, you know, some way that makes you ill or makes you feel really crummy and ill. So if you feel like you'll be physically ill, then maybe you might want to talk to your doctor about taking some medication to help your stomach or taking a probiotic or something like that. Again, this in particular is not a prescription from myself because I'd have to speak to you individually to really know your needs, but it might be something that you want to ask your doctor about to see if they would recommend a probiotic or recommend something to help ease your stomach, because that sometimes can affect our appetite. And if we're feeling nauseous or like we're going to throw up or something like that, then there's no way that we're going to be eating. If that is the case, then I would say just hold off a little bit and see if you're hungry later. Maybe just a sip on an electrolyte drink or a sip on water, tea, anything like that to get your stomach kind of cooled down, but keep yourself hydrated. Just wait it out and see if you're hungry an hour later. The next question that I would ask myself or have my clients ask themselves is there something calorie dense that you can consume right now that's not going to take up too much room in your stomach, not going to make you feel crummy? But if it's like an instance where you're not hungry but you're going somewhere and you know that you're probably going to need food and you may not have access to food in the near future, like say you're driving or you're going to work and you can't eat during your shift and you know that you need to eat something, then I would say try to have something calorie dense like a Cliff Bar or nut butter or trail mix or a protein shake, something that's calorie dense that will hold you over and give you calories for the next few hours when you know you're not going to have anything. That's one way that, you know, if someone's ill in the hospital, that's how we help them get back to their nutritional status, is just by having something more calorie dense that they enjoy and just having that be a segue into eating regular foods. The last thing to consider is how many days has this been going on? So if it's been more than a week or so and you've been having these appetite problems for a consistent period of time, then I would speak to your doctor, local dietitian, or therapist, and they can help work with you on maybe some of the physical or emotional issues that might coincide with these nutritional problems. They are manifesting themselves in a nutrition way, but they are coming and stemming from more of a psychological standpoint and maybe a little bit of a medical standpoint depending on what's going on. So it tends to come from the mind and then it manifests into physical and nutritional status changes. Something that you can probably find in the store if it has been going on for a while and you've talked to your doctor and figured all that stuff out is Ensure. Ensure is something that is meant to be a supplement for the diet, and it's like a protein shake that has the nutrients that your body needs for functioning. So if you really can't eat very well, then that's something to consider. Or you can, you know, make smoothies at home, do stuff like that if it's less serious and you're less worried about your nutrition status. And then of course you can always supplement here and there with like a multivitamin as well, but it's a supplement, so it's not meant to just replace food and replace your diet. It's supplemental. Just extra tips to add to this video. I think that the easiest thing to consume when I'm feeling ill is going to be toast, crackers, a banana that's more on the ripe side, yogurt, and yogurt drinks like Chobani or Activia. Those are really easy on my stomach, and I have a sensitive stomach as well, so list below some of the things that you consume when you aren't feeling very well, but those are my top things, and I find that that works well on a lot of people's stomachs when I give that advice out. Also, make sure to avoid things with strong flavors or strong aromas if you're feeling ill, and hold off on the heavy spices, because when you're not feeling great, heavy spices, there's just something about it that upsets your stomach and can upset your GI tract a little bit. So I think that's why they recommend not many spices on things, and I just find that I don't crave things that are very spicy when I'm feeling sick. So I hope that answers your question, Sherry, and I hope that answers the question for a lot of you out there, because I know that's not the first time I've heard this question, which is why I thought it was such a great one to answer. So I hope some of these tips helped, and let me know what your favorite tip is and what tip you might apply in the future. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate when you subscribe and like these videos, because it just helps me know what I'm doing right and if I'm answering questions that are relevant to someone who is interested in health, wellness, and fitness. So if you want to see more videos, then make sure to stick around to the end screen and you'll see a playlist of my most recent videos. You'll also find some more relevant videos in the description box below. And don't forget to do all the YouTube things, you know, subscribe, hit the notification bell, thumbs up the video, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.